This is a presentation on passwords, and this is done by Ian Evans and Blake Stover.
Hacking is one of the easiest and most common ways hackers obtain unauthorized computer or network access. Although strong passwords that are difficult to crack are easy to create and maintain, users often neglect this. Therefore, passwords are one of the weakest links in the information security chain. Passwords rely on secrecy. After a password is compromised, its original owner isn't the only person who can access the system with it. That's when bad things start happening.
To want convenience. This makes passwords one of the easiest barriers for an attacker to overcome. Almost 3 trillion 8-character password combinations are possible by using the 26 letters of the alphabet and the numerals 0 through 9. However, most people prefer to create passwords that are easy to remember. Users like to use such passwords as password, their login name, or a pet's name. Unless users are educated and reminded about using strong passwords, their passwords are usually weak and easy to guess, seldom changed, reused for many security points, written down in non-secure places. Therefore, the more complex the password is, the more difficult it is to crack. However, when users create more complex passwords, they're more likely to write them down. Hackers can find these passwords and use them against the user.
There are several ways that a hacker can obtain passwords. Social engineering, shoulder surfing, inference, software vulnerabilities, password cracking software, and just plain looking are all some of these ways. The popular low-tech method is social engineering. Social engineering takes advantage of the trusting nature of human beings to gain information that can later be used maliciously. To obtain a password through social engineering, you just ask for it. Oftentimes, a hacker will pose as an IT employee and call up a user asking for his password. This is the best defense against social engineering. You should remember to never give your password out to anybody other than somebody who absolutely needs it. Shoulder surfing is an effective low-tech password hack. To mount this attack, you must be near the user and not look obvious. Simply watch either the user's keyboard or screen when logging in. A hacker with a good eye may watch whether the user is glancing around his desk for either a reminder of the password or the password itself. Many folks have experienced shoulder surfing at the grocery store checkout line. You swipe your debit card to pay for your chips and dip. You enter your PIN to authorize the transaction, and before you know it, the guy in line behind you has your PIN. He simply watched you enter it into the keypad. To protect against shoulder surfing, you should be aware of your surroundings at all times and not enter your password if you suspect that somebody could be looking over your shoulder. Inference is simply guessing passwords from information that you know about someone, such as their date of birth, favorite television show, and phone number. It sounds silly, but you can determine passwords by guessing. The best defense against an inference hack attack is to create a secure password that does not include information that can be associated with you. Another way that hackers may try to gain access to your system is by taking advantage of software vulnerabilities. The only way to protect against this is to make sure that all of your software is up to date with the current patches.
The 3 main methods of password cracking are dictionary, brute force, and hybrid. Dictionary attacks against passwords quickly compare a set of words, including many common passwords, against a password database. This database is a text file with thousands of words typically listed in alphabetical order. Many password cracking utilities can use a separate dictionary that you create or download from the internet. Brute force attacks can crack any password given sufficient time. Brute force attacks try every combination of numbers, letters, and special characters until the password is discovered. Many password cracking utilities let you specify such testing criteria such as characters and password lengths to try. A brute force test can take quite a while, depending on the number of accounts and the speed of the computer that's running the cracking software. A hybrid attack is basically a dictionary attack that adds numbers and characters to the front and back of dictionary words in order to guess passwords.
An often overlooked area of password hacking is by just plain looking. Oftentimes, users will write their password down on post-it notes and other pieces of paper and leave them laying around their office. Sometimes they'll even tape it to their keyboard or to their monitor. This is a blatant disregard to password security. There are several steps that a user can follow to create a strong password. First of all, you should always remember to use a combination of letters, numbers, and symbols. Of course, the longer the password, the better. Another step is to avoid using commonly used words such as passwords or God or love. And the final step is to avoid passwords that can be guessed by someone who obtains personal information about you, such as your pet's name, birthday, or your address. KeepPass is a free open source password manager that allows you to manage your passwords in a secure way. You can put all your passwords in one database, which is then locked with one master key or key file. So you only have to remember one single master password or select the key file to unlock the whole database. A useful ability in KeepPass is the ability to organize your passwords into different categories. To add an entry, you simply click the button and then fill in the proper fields. It even has the option to create a password for you. As you're typing in whatever your password is, it tells you how strong of a password it is. See, if we enter in password, then it shows it is not nearly as strong as it should be. So you can have it generate a random password. After using KeepPass for a while, you will find that it is an invaluable utility for managing, organizing, creating, and remembering your passwords. We hope that over the course of this presentation you've learned a thing or two about passwords, and we also hope that we make an A in Dr. Crazy's class.
No,